Hello again, guys. I'm back with some more interesting facts. Today's October 19th, 2017. The name of this video is called George Adamski Revisited. Okay? Now, the man on the screen, of course, is George Adamski. And many people are wondering right now, why revisit the 1950s contactee case again, right? Well, simple. There's something very important that we all need to know, guys. Very, very important, okay? As you guys can see the model on the right side of the screen here, this is a model of a supposed flying saucer that George Adamski took a picture of, okay? This was in 1952. Now, I want people to understand that this model does not originate with George Adamski, as some people think. This model of a flying saucer originated with the Germans. So we're talking from 1939 all the way to 1945, okay? The Germans have been creating these saucer-shaped vehicles that, of course, were later called flying saucers, okay? So when you hear me say flying saucers, you can clearly hear when I'm telling you that flying saucers are made from planet Earth. Spaceships, however, are not from planet Earth. They are from distant places. So, and of course, a spaceship is what Mr. Tom DeLonge is trying to create right now. He's definitely trying to seek, you know, he's trying to raise money so that we can help him, you know, have a structure made so it could be able to adventure out through the stars, okay? But anyways, what I want to show you guys is this. The model that George Adamski have always been showing us, okay? Not saying that he cooperated with the Germans, because he was in America. And, of course, he was in an American military. But you guys got to understand that during World War II, these people definitely made these flying saucers, but also when World War II was over, America brought the scientists of Germany along with their detailed descriptions of these flying saucers that they made, okay? So all the secrets of these vehicles came to America. Now, see this vehicle right here, which is called the Hannibal number 2, okay? As you guys can see, is a 100% model. The only thing, of course, it doesn't have the weaponry on Adamski's flying saucer, the one that he shows, okay? Now, it may be possible that he just showed you a small model and just took out the other pieces out and really put light bulbs on the bottom. But if you can see clearly, you can see that this is actually showing you the actual flying saucers that were made in Germany. Now, people are thinking, perhaps, how is this possible? Well, because the secret societies in Germany, okay, if this is true, that means that they got these ideas from these extraterrestrial beings that gave them, you know, the design of how to make them on their own. And this made me think of the Betty and Barney story to some degrees, okay? Because as you guys saw that Betty and Barney, well, anyways, as Barney was under hypnosis, he was describing these beings as German Nazis. Because he said, you know, they were wearing black uniforms. Then he said one had a scarf. And then he describes one as a German Nazi. Now, of course, we can say the German Nazis may not have been the ones flying the vehicles at that particular time, okay? But that doesn't mean that these flying saucers were not made even more from America this time instead of Germany this time, right? Because after World War II, all these designs came to America, especially the top scientists from Germany. So just imagine the technology that we have today comes from Germany. Okay? Just imagine a UFO today, as they call it, UFO. Well, let me correct myself, guys, because they no longer call it unidentified flying objects anymore. Now it's called unexplained aerial phenomenon. That's what they call it now. So it's no longer UFO, it's unexplained aerial phenomenon. Now, it makes me think a lot, guys, about these abduction cases that we have on America, where, or the world for that matter, where people are claiming to be abducted by what they say is extraterrestrial beings. Now, that may not be the case at all. It's possible that they may be abducted by people of this earth and making them believe that they are being abducted by, of course, extraterrestrial beings. Now, just because these flying saucers were made in Germany does not mean that that's it, that they no longer make these. Okay? They're still being made to this very day, guys. But remember, we in 2017, so just imagine how far advanced they got with these vehicles now. Okay? They'll make them a lot faster than they did way back then. Now, this is in theory, of course. This is not to say that this is fact. But it's clearly showing you guys that this is indeed fact of flying saucers made on planet Earth. Okay? Now, the ones that are called unexplained aerial phenomenon, you know, these are the ones that are moving at super top speeds that we don't identify with, right? Then, of course, we can say that these are extraterrestrial vehicles. Spaceships. Some people may agree with me on this. Some people may not agree with me on this. But guys, I swear to you that this is not something that I made up. This is documented stuff. This is not me. Okay? And this is showing you how indeed all of this was made. Now, on YouTube, of course, you guys can see some tested flying saucers. And you will see some of them failed. Okay? Now, this also made me think about Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. It's possible that America test flew one of them, okay, and it crash landed in 1947. So people thought that it was extraterrestrials that crash landed. Now, pay attention for 1 second, okay? Now, it's like saying that if we do believe that we are surrounded by an advanced race, right? That are far greater than we are. Why would they crash land on planet Earth? That actually does not make no sense, if you really think about it. Because again, you're talking about an advanced civilization. These people would already have everything where I just believe that there's no way possible that these people will crash land one of their spaceships. That's just, to me, that's just not possible. So, we can assume that this was a test that took place in Area 51, right? Let's just say. And they test flew it, and it crash landed in New Mexico. All right? And that's when everyone started this big UFO alien craze, because people try to say, oh, there was bodies recovered. It could have actually had dummies within inside. Now, I'm talking about, you know, as they use for cars, that they use these dummies in cars to see when they crash the car, how would the dummies move with the seatbelts, like crash testing it. So basically, it's possible that that is what happened. And yes, of course, the newspaper came out, and then they said the next day that it was a balloon, a weather balloon. Now, of course, we all know that that was not a weather balloon. But I do say that the vehicle that crashed was not from outer space. It was from planet Earth. Okay? And yes, of course, they just didn't want no one to know that the vehicle was actually the same design from Germany, from the scientists of those days. And of course, they came to America and helped us out how to make these things. And when we, once again, put it in the air, it crash landed. So just imagine, like I said, just imagine how much stuff today America has that is so far advanced today, guys, that people will not understand. And then, like, again, I'm not saying that there is no extraterrestrial life in the universe. I'm just saying we have to have an open mind about all this, because if all this started in Germany and then America got their hands on all these designs and all those scientists of those days, then you can imagine the weaponry and vehicles that we have to this very day. And America, it definitely is known as the greatest country in the world. And just imagine, because we have the technology that not everyone has. And I don't blame them, right? It's like me showing you my hand in a poker table, right? The whole thing is to not show my hand. Make you keep bidding and bidding and bidding, and then I show you my hand, and then you can see that I won, right? Because I was ahead of them the whole time. And that's why I said that this country is always ahead when it comes to technology of that magnitude. Now, this is just a thought, guys. This doesn't necessarily mean it's a 100% fact if you don't want to believe it. But this is documented stuff that cannot be disproved, because it's clear. You can see the flying saucers and the designs, okay? And you can clearly see that this was not made up. So this is basically a definite sensitive situation to get in, because of course people are going to assume that I'm trying to say that there is no extraterrestrial life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the vehicles of today are not the same vehicles of the 40s, because now we are in a time where America is now advanced. Okay? Remember, guys, now we got a whole bunch of different type of things. We got computers, thanks to fiber optics, right? We have a lot of things today. So just imagine these vehicles that they have today that people have seen throughout these years after the 1940s, after the 1950s, after the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and on, guys. And as they went more and more tested, you know, more and more years pass and more tests of these vehicles, then you guys will see that there's, like, they made the stealth fighter, right? Now they probably got something better than the stealth fighter. Now they probably got something better than the Blackbird. It would be one of these vehicles. Because if you could make a vehicle like this that move at top-notch speed, right? Mach 10, let's just say, or faster, and that cannot be identified in the sky, my God, then that means you have the best weapons in the world. And I don't blame America, because why should we show what we have in our Area 51 or wherever else America has testings of whatever vehicles they're making, right? That's just my opinion on that, fellas. You know, I don't really think that we should know. It's because people are caught on into the alien phenomenon that they forget that we cannot basically be shown everything that America has. Yes, it's our country. Yes, we deserve to know the truth about certain things. But you got to understand that the media, okay, sometimes the media can be a blessing and sometimes the media can be a curse. And once again, America is in a stage where, again, we are being challenged by the world in a way, because every country wants to be like America, if not better. But remember, like I said, we're always a step ahead. And if not a step, maybe 3 steps ahead. Okay? Now just imagine scientists, top-notch scientists that came from Germany here to America in those years. And just imagine the people that they have taught after that. And just imagine the big scientists that we have today. Here in our country. Making more of these designs, but a lot way better than these designs. From cigar-shaped looking flying saucers to, you name it. Any type of thing. All I'm saying, guys, is to keep an open mind about all this. You know, again, it's possible that, I mean, let's just say if George Adamski was really telling the truth, maybe he was used to believe that what he saw was real. Okay? Maybe what Howard Menges saw, he was meant to think that the blonde-headed people that he saw were real. Because he also said blonde-headed people. But of course, you guys already know where I stand on the Howard Menges story. And the others, of course. So it's not like I'm trying to revisit them. I'm just trying to say that there are a lot of possibilities. There could have been a secret society that we don't know about with blonde hair, blue eyes, men and women only, right? So that imagine if they're in these vehicles, because of course this is just how it is, and have these designed suits to wear, almost like Star Trek. You know how they got their own suits? Just imagine, guys, the many things that can happen that we're not aware of. I'm not saying that that's what's happening. I'm saying open your eyes to, listen, there are many possibilities. Now, these designs, of course, I do indeed believe that they do come from extraterrestrials. Yes. And if I'm wrong, well, I'm wrong. But all I'm just saying is that, you know, the design itself proves that Germany was the first ones that come out with a flying saucer. So, I want to know you guys' opinion out there. I know I didn't give you like a clear, you know, chronology of this whole thing, but it does start way in the 1930s. Okay? And I just want you guys to really dig down deep, guys. Dig down deep, because this is something that's very powerful. We really need to know. Okay? I'm just saying there are many possibilities out there that we have to keep our eyes open, our minds open, so that we don't miss certain things. Yes, you know, it can very well be alien abductions for real, that, you know, beings from outer space. But like I mentioned before, guys, it kind of don't make sense if an advanced race that's been here for thousands of years, right? Hundreds of thousands of millions of years. It doesn't make sense that they would abduct us, okay, and continue to experiment on us. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. Because this is a process they would already been doing to us from the moment that they touched on Earth, right? So why would they need to continue to do that? That's why, in theory, I'm saying, what if these are not extraterrestrials that are abducting people? These are people from planet Earth abducting other people from planet Earth and making them think that they're being abducted by beings that are not from planet Earth. It's possible, guys. I'm just saying the possibilities are there. But again, like I said, in my opinion, if it was me, you know, when it comes to technology and stuff, I'm not going to share everything with the world, because remember, sometimes too much power in the wrong hands, guys, can go very, very bad. And you don't want the wrong power to go in the wrong hands. We want the right power in the right hands. People who are going to use that for the greater good. And of course, I believe that that is indeed what's happening in today's world. We have those that are doing this for the greater good. Call them Freemasons, call them Rosicrucians, call them Knights Templar. Whatever you may think it is, guys. But I do believe that these people, these elite people, are more in the know than we are. Okay? Now, some of us, again, may disagree with certain things of how these people approaching these levels of stuff. Of why they're not giving us certain information on certain things. But you guys got to understand, we can't show our hand to the world. Because if we do that, now we're open for a possibility of being, weakened. It reminds me of a chess game, okay? You always want to make the right moves. Because what happens if you make the wrong move? Checkmate. You lost the game. And that's why I said that we have to be open to all possibilities. We can't rule out anything. You can't be a die-hard skeptic and, not open your mind to everything. And this is why I brought this story today to you guys, because I felt that this was a very important thing that I had to tell you guys about. Not saying that you guys are not aware of this, because I'm sure many of you are already aware of this. But honestly, I wasn't really aware of this because obviously it's like it went right past me. But then when I seen the design, I saw that that's the same design that George Adamski was showing in his pictures. So I was like, oh, wow. And this is something that's huge. And then this is what made me start thinking about what I just already shared with you guys. All I can say, keep an open mind about these things. And keep investigating, guys. Because, not saying that everyone who has these abduction cases are lying. Some of them may be real cases. Again, but it may not be extraterrestrials that are abducting people. It may be humans on this very planet that dress with some certain type of ski suits, if you will, right? They have their own society, if you want to call it. That's just a thought, guys. That's just a thought. And so if you like this video, hit the like button, guys, if you like the video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Subscribe if you like. For those of you who already subscribed to my channel, I say thank you greatly. It means a great deal. I never thought that I would get this far with this, YouTube social media thing. Because, of course, I still consider myself new. Like I said to you guys, I do. So I'm learning, and we're all learning together as we move along into all these stories. I love this story, about all of this. I do. I really do, guys. I do wish that, there was a way that NASA could just come out and just tell us that there is extraterrestrial life. I mean, they already tell us that there's planets with water in them, so they might as well just tell us that there is life. And there is no way that these people, or beings rather, that are out there in the universe, that they're not going to be like us. I would think that they are like us, if not like we always thought, advanced. Okay? I know there's many theories out there, many theorists out there. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist person, I'm more into the possibility is what I look at it as. Not conspiracy theorist, no. Because I'm not closed-minded to these things. I look at stories for what they are, and then I investigate, and then I conclude what I see, okay? What I believe. And this is why I came to you guys with this story, because I felt this was very important. Very, very important. So you see, George Adamski could have easily been one who was used for a form of experimentation purpose, okay? In the 1950s. And then later on someone else. And then later on someone else, you know? Just to prepare us for what's gonna come. Or what if something comes, right? We know that President Reagan, like 3 times already mentioned how it would be nice if us, we would band together, something of that magnitude. I'm not quoting him exactly, guys, but I'm sure some of you are familiar with that when he said how it would be nice that if we were met with an outside threat from outside of this world, we will forget all our differences. And that would actually be true. You know, like I said, racism on planet Earth like right now, tell me we won't band together to fight hostile races from not of this planet. We will band together. And if not, then that means that we're all going to die then. Because, I mean, it's just what I'm just quoting what the president of back then said, guys, okay? Former President Ronald Reagan, when he said that. He just said how people will forget all their differences. And that's why the other day when I mentioned to you guys that I believe that these nuclear weapons on planet Earth are made for that specific purpose. If we are met with a hostile race from outside of this planet, that is what we're using these nuclear weapons for. Now, that's what I meant when I said power in the right hands. Now, if you got that power in the wrong hands, guys, just imagine what would happen. Okay? Now, I'm not here to mention what country, this and that. I'm just saying that this is why we have to bear in mind and keep our minds open to all these possibilities. The nuclear weapons also can be used for, of course, to deflect asteroids that are heading towards planet Earth. Remember, this is the planet that we live on. We have to defend this planet by all means necessary. From either comets, from either asteroids, or from any hostile type civilizations that come to this planet. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, because if it was going to happen, it already would have happened now. Okay? We were already met with these hostile extraterrestrials. Now, I remember briefly, I'm going to mention it also about when Phil Snyder was talking about they're doing wars underground. That kind of don't make sense in a way, because why would these alien beings not make their presence known? If they're so evil and they want to fight, why hide under the underground to fight with humans? That doesn't make sense. Okay? And so, for me, it would be more like if they wanted to take over, it would already happen. They would have been here and now taking over everything using an EMP-like burst, right? And just take over. So again, guys, I say thank you, man, for listening to me on this. I'm learning as I go along. But again, I just wanted to open this video with possibilities, guys. Possibilities. As you guys can see, this is actual fact, okay, of these flying saucers that were made in Germany. You guys can check it out also. You can check it out on YouTube, of course, because there's YouTube videos where you actually see these flying saucers being tested. But these are old videos, of course. Just remember, like I said, guys, just imagine if there was brand new stuff now that we cannot comprehend. Just imagine how large they would be this time around. So let's say if they had a 9-crew flying saucer, now they got like a 20-crew flying saucer. if not more people now. Right? Hey, when you got a bunch of scientists coming together and making these type of structures, you can imagine the possibilities, guys, that can happen with all this. So, guys, I'm going to close my videos. Again, thank you for subscribing to my channel. For those of you who subscribed. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you like. If you like this video, hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button. But be sure to at least help me help, this channel. Because I want to be able to know that if I'm doing something wrong, I want to be able to know what I'm supposed to do. Because I'm still consider myself new to this channel. So like I said, I will do links and stuff like that. But once I figure out the channel, I get all this done the right way, guys. And I apologize if it seems like, I took too long. But I felt that I needed to get this out to you guys because it's very important. It's very, very important that we keep our minds open to these possibilities, guys, okay? So with that, I close here. Peace to everyone. I'm out until the next video, guys.